And welcome back on in the third round of the 2022 NFL Draft going down out in Las Vegas. And the Washington Commanders are officially on the clock. 2 picks have already been made in this draft as officially the Washington Commanders. And let's take a look at them. In the first round, Washington traded back and used our 16th overall pick on Penn State wide receiver Jahan Dotson. He was here in Ashburn today. And then in the second round, 47th overall, selecting Mathis, defensive lineman out of Alabama. Phidarian.
That's a heck of a name. I'm just going to call him Mathis, though. I hope he's okay with that.
There we go. Phidarian. This is one of the things about draft night, trying to get used to everything and everybody that's coming in. Phidarian adding to the defensive line already. He comes out of Alabama. He said that Daron Payne kind of took him in as like a little bit of a younger brother, and he always kind of idolized and looked up to John Allen, wore his number because of John Allen. So he comes in and adds some extra depth. And of course, we know, look, they traded away Matt Ioannidis, cleared up some cap space for him as well, and Tim Settle moved on. So let's get straight to it. Julie Donaldson, Logan Paulson. Logan, what do you think of Mathis?
I actually like Mathis quite a bit. I think he's got extra, long arms for an interior defensive player, 34 and 5/8 inches, which is a big deal, and you can see him play with that length. Oftentimes, with some of those interior players, they don't play with great length. He does that. He also plays with a tremendous motor. He's a big man, 315, 320 pounds, and he runs to the football. He's relentless to the football. He understands the dark arts of taking on double teams, and I think that's tremendously valuable here for the Washington football team, adding a rotational piece like that, work ethic, the length in the arms, and the physicality. I think it's going to be a nice piece for this team.
All right, so there you go. Defense, started offense, defense, and the pick is in. They go back to offense, a running back, and it is Ryan Davis.
Brian Robinson Jr.
Alabama. Jr. There you go. Another Alabama guy.
Gosh, love him. I think he's a perfect complementary piece to what this backfield has already. He's a big man, 225 pounds, 6'2", runs with a tremendously physical style. He runs violently, gets downhill, makes the first man miss, always falling forward. And then probably most importantly, he's outstanding in pass protection. Guy knows how to protect the quarterback, and just having a piece like that can come in, spell the running back situation that they have here with McKissick and Gibson. There we go. Got stuck there in my brain.
Right.
Having a guy, big body, physical runner that kind of complements those two pieces, I think is a perfect pick. Love the selection. It fits a need here really nicely.
And also Jarrett Patterson as well in that room.
That's
so
right.
They'll go in with Randy Jordan and Jennifer King as well. So, not a lot of running backs taken, especially not in the first round, not a single running back taken. It wasn't until later that they did pick one up. And Washington now adding more weapons on offense. How does he complement what we already have going on in that room?
So I think, like we kind of alluded to already, he's just a big, physical, kind of bruising runner that can take some of those hits off of Gibson. Gibson had the injury issue last year, the fumbling issue. He's a big man, knows how to take care of the football. I love his physical running style. Not the best receiver out of the backfield. At least didn't have to do that a ton at Alabama, but I think it's a nice kind of short yardage, goal line piece that this backfield kind of missed last year.
Okay, so 3 picks so far for the Washington Commanders as the draft is getting underway, but that basically wraps up this day. What would you like to see as they now go into some of the deeper rounds tomorrow with Target?
Yeah, I definitely think that offensive line depth is something that needs to get addressed. I think, finding a piece, an interior player or a swing tackle that allows you to move Cosme in like we talked about with the second pick, I think that would be outstanding. Obviously, you always need kind of secondary depth, special teams depth, finding pieces like that can flesh out this roster in a nice way. Maybe another weapon offensively in terms of receiver, tight end might be something to look at. I know like some of the coaches were talking about with that second, 4th round pick, using that as on a tight end to kind of flesh out the tight end room while Logan Thomas recovering from the ACL. So that's kind of something I would keep an eye on for sure.
Okay, more picks to be had here, but Washington so far selecting 3 players for the first time as the Commanders. Now, when we sign off here, I'm going to be able to get that interview with our latest pick, and we'll have all of them coming your way and our post-draft show that will be coming up as soon as this round is done. We'll have interviews with all 3 picks for the Washington Commanders. I still kind of,
getting used to it.
It's a new era. It is a new era. It is a new day, and Washington working towards, as head coach Ron Rivera said, making sure that they turn the corner on this franchise to get back into their winning ways. All right, Logan, we'll be back here shortly. Santana Moss will also be joining us. He's coming to us live from Las Vegas. As I took that red eye back on over here, so I think we're running a little bit on fumes. Vegas, so always always running there. So join us again as soon as this draft is over for the day.